Hello everyone, it's me again. This time I'm going to record, I think it's part 61 or so, of my Riding Spirits 2 gameplay. I haven't played in quite a while. I mean, I haven't played in like 5 or 6 days. I just didn't feel alright to record. I mean, I was kinda sad. Or depressed, I don't know the exact word. I don't know, I just didn't feel alright. So this time I'm going to do the third, the second part of this shit. Oh fuck. I'm just forgetting about it. God damn it. The Riding Spirits Grand Prix. Okay, so no cylinder kit, and I'm going to go for the part shop, and I'm going to go for, well, I'm going to try to improve my bike as much as I can. Well, not as much as I can, but, well, I know the opposition is going to be pretty fierce. I mean, I know that I've already tested this. So, I don't know, it's gonna be pretty tough to do it. Not gonna be the easiest race ever. Swing arm. Oh, just 2 kilos, not enough for me. At least not for me. 10 kilos. 3 kilos and a much better thing. You know, a much better steering. I'll be able to be a bit more comfortable and, you know, when attacking the turns. That's gonna be fine. And a sport compound because, well, I think I'm gonna need it. Yeah, because, well, when I tested this whole thing, I mean, well, I wasn't the fastest bike around, so it's gonna be just 6 races. Pretty normal championship. I mean, usually the biggest ones are 8 races and or 4 races, so well, 6 is pretty much in the middle. Pretty competitive grid, especially this top 7. These two other bikes are are much slower, but the top 7 bikes are pretty equal, so it's gonna be exciting. I think it's gonna be entertaining. I don't know if I'm gonna be much ahead. I don't think I'll be because, well, when I tested this, I wasn't much ahead of the rest. So, well, I was gonna try to get to here, get to the front as soon as possible. If it's the same Yamaha R6 I faced, this bike is extremely fast. Not on the corners, not when braking, but as soon as he hits the throttle, he twists the handle of the throttle, he goes the fuck away from me. So this track is not really representative of how superior that other bike is. I mean, I only have the braking and the steering. Jesus Christ. I have the braking, the steering and the speed out of slow turns because, you know, of my sport tire. But the rest, everything else, is a thing for him. And you know, top speed in this game is pretty... top speed and acceleration is pretty important. I mean, if you make the math, you know that you are fully accelerating, at least on this game, more time than you are cornering. So, well, when I mean cornering, I mean not going full throttle around corners. I mean, if you calculate, I mean, you are accelerating more than anything else. So, having the most powerful bike and the best accelerating bike, it can be really important. Right now, I'm trying to be pretty conservative because, well, since this track is a bit more about cornering than any other track in the game. I mean, pretty much this is the most the track where cornering is the most important. These are extreme chimneys. The rest are not so much about turning. I mean, in Rich Table 2, you really need to have a big engine. Same for Motegi, Suzuka, Suzuka West. Pretty easy win. If I win everything, I get an 8-point advantage. No, okay, a 10-point advantage, which is a fucking race, a whole race. So, well, every mistake counts. So I'm gonna have to try to keep focused on winning and all. Get into the outside because I think it's gonna be a slightly safer place because of how late they close the door. Okay, gonna try to make a good run up the hill. Okay, trying to get okay, run out first. Let's see if he can pass me over here. I think he'll be able. Oh fuck, I have some nail. I think it's a nail on the top of my mouth. Okay, we're gonna try to dive into here. That was a really good move. Pretty smart, I think. I mean, even though it was mine, I think it was pretty smart. Yeah, because I was able to lead the charge up here, and that's pretty important. Okay, staying away from the wall. Fuck. Not falling down is key because, as you can see, the time difference are pretty small. For some reason, this is one of the tightest championships in the game. This and maybe some of the single brand championships. I mean, just a second and you have 5 or 6 bikes. I wish all championships were this tight, because it makes it really exciting for me, at least for me. Because, well, even though right now I think I know I'm leading, I know that one mistake and I'll be third, well, not third, but maybe 6th or 7th, and I'll have to, to come back from that. Perfect turn, a bit too, well, not perfect, but a great one at least. I'm having a good run around this. Yeah, I mean, I'm having a really good run. It's already a quarter to 1 AM. Yeah, because, well, I don't know, I just felt that like these past few days since I wasn't feeling alright in my head. Yeah, I mean, physically I've been alright, but my head wasn't alright. Well, my head is never alright, but this time it was a bit more serious. So, well, since I was having problems, I started, to not play. But then it came to a moment where I realized that, well, I had to record some stuff because, well, I mean, I had to finish the game. I have to finish the game still. there's like 3 or 4 more videos coming up, so well, I do have to do it. So well, I mean, that was it, that was my main problem. But at least right now, well, I'm doing a bit better. Well, not doing a bit better because, well, Madrid didn't get the 2020 Summer Olympic Games, which is a really big shame because, well, the other 2 cities were pretty crappy. I mean, I know Tokyo might sound right, but if you analyze Tokyo well, it's a horrible city. First of all, it's a megalopolis, it's not a city. And what does mean a megalopolis having the Olympic Games? That means that most of the city is not gonna give a single fuck about the Olympic Games. They are gonna be like, oh, there were the Olympic Games. I mean, and I don't think that's cool. I think that the best thing for the Olympic Games is to have a city that really gets involved. I mean, it's like New York. I mean, for example, I think that for me, New York should never ever get the Summer Olympic Games, because I mean they are not gonna give a fuck. I mean, most of the city is gonna be just moving on without the games. I mean, and that's not how the Olympic Games work. I mean, the Olympic Games work well. They work well when the whole city is involved, when everyone's caring about the Olympic Games. I mean, for example, I think that was one of the better things from Barcelona '92 and from Athens 2004. I do not really know about Sydney 2000, but I think that they got pretty damn involved in the games. And that's, I mean, I think that's what makes the Olympic Games really good. For example, London 2012, I know that people weren't giving a shit, and even a ton of people were complaining about having the Olympic Games. Also, Tokyo doesn't even have the complete support from people, while Madrid does have quite a full support of people. Because, well, here in Spain we know how good the Olympic Games can be for a city. And in Barcelona, in 1986, before the games before the International Olympic Committee chose them, Barcelona wasn't that good of a city. I mean, it was pretty dark, smoky. There were factories right to the sea, right next to the sea. And I mean, it wasn't a really touristic place. I mean, there were beautiful buildings and all, but I mean, people didn't want to go to Barcelona because it wasn't that pretty of a city. Also, the communications were pretty shitty, and I mean, the whole city had problems. I mean, also there were a good bunch of really poor neighborhoods, and that was pretty much solved during 1986 to 1992, and that's fucking amazing. I mean, they even created a neighborhood right next to the sea for the athletes, and the Villa Olímpica, the Olympic Village. And I think that was I mean, Barcelona '92 really showed the world how good some Olympic Games could be. I mean, because before that, I mean, the Olympic Games were just a sporting event, and from Barcelona '92 on, it was like, okay, let's improve the city. Yeah, because I mean, as much as I know about Barcelona '92, which is quite a bit. I mean, I've seen a ton of documentaries and films and footage about it, and I think it was pretty good. Also, Barcelona 1992 also worked well because Spain started to have professional athletes far from the major sports. I mean, Spain had a bunch of major sports like football and I don't know, basketball and cycling and that kind of thing. But we didn't have professional archers, professional shooters, professional weightlifters, and even not many professional boxers. And from then on, we started having them. For example, I mean, swimming. We were a complete fucktards when it came to swimming. We were like a country from Africa. I mean, maybe we were as good as Kenya. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, we were extremely shitty. But since Barcelona 1992, people started liking swimming. I mean, for example, we finally had a great water polo team. And it was, and that water polo team was formed after much suffering and a fucking ton of hard work. I mean, I've watched a documentary just about that water polo team, and it's fucking impressive. Because, well, they started, I'm talking about 1989 or so, and they were pretty bad. I mean, they didn't have medal options. But then it came I think it was a Serbian, back then it was from Yugoslavia, some man called Dragan Matutinovic, which was a former player, and that guy pretty much tortured the players in order to make them better. And when I mean torture, I mean that, well, people got traumas, from the places where they used to train. For example, many water polo players from Barcelona 1992 have never came back to Andorra because they had an extremely tough training stage there. So I mean, and they got so traumatized by their experiences there that they have never returned to that place because well, they think their bad memories will strike them again. And well, I mean, a few bunch of players have never returned to Andorra. I guess that Dragan had was the kind of man that thought that suffering could be turned into victory. But well, I think he pushed that way too far. Also, well, we didn't win the gold. We lost to Italy in the men's water polo gold medal match. But I think that process, that 1989 to 1992, really made really formed those players. I mean, many players from them. From that team say that Dragan wasn't that good, and that that maybe that with a more kind manager, coach, they would have won the gold in Barcelona 1992. But I also think that, I mean, sometimes you really have to torture a bunch of people in order to make them close to each other, and in order to make them a true team, that all for one for all, to make them have that one for all mindset. I mean, if you have a bunch of spoiled kids around, they are gonna be each of their own. But if you push them to the edge, you pretty much torture them, they are gonna be like, okay, I do not need a teammate. I need a fucking brother here that will help me endure this suffering. So I mean, for example, when it comes to that water polo team, I'm the kind of guy that thinks that, well, that maybe Dragan wasn't that bad. Holy shit, that could have been fucking ugly. I mean, we almost made contact there at an extremely high speed and at a really bad angle, which would have been highly possibly a crash. I mean, I truly like that, I mean, and it was not only that. I mean, we had a medalist in pole vault, and that guy wasn't even in the bets. If you wanted to bet, to put money on some pole vaulter, he wasn't even on the list. I mean, you had Sergei Bubka, which had a terrible contest and didn't even get a medal. But it was pretty much a 6th place guy or 7th place guy getting a fucking bronze medal. which is a fucking good improvement. I mean, he wasn't even, I mean, he at the beginning of the contest, he wasn't even considering getting a medal, but he did. He got a bronze medal in front of his home crowd. I mean, you can see. I've seen that contest, pretty much the whole thing. And when he manages to jump for bronze, he looks so fucking happy. I mean, even though it's just a bronze, well, that sounds pretty lucky, but you know what I mean. I mean, you know, imagine if he would have won gold. I mean, he would have gone bananas. But you know, that kind of thing is pretty amazing. Also, I think that there were a few unexpected gold medals. One of them was from Fermín Cacho, the 1500 meter race from athletics, you know. He was also, well, Fermín Cacho was kind of on the bets, you know. He wasn't a really big favorite, but he was like, okay, he's a contender. He's like, I mean, maybe he's not gonna finish on the medals, but well, depending on the race, he may have an option. And holy shit, he had it. I mean, he raced pretty much the whole race in second place. I mean, I think at the start he was like at 5th or 6th, but then he worked his way to like second, third, that kind of thing. He was on the inside, and then, well, he fucking sprinted for his life. And if you see that race, it's pretty impressive because he's like, oh my gosh, and well, for example, he looks backwards like 3 or 4 times on the last straight. You know, just checking if somebody is about to overtake him, and that's fucking amazing because I think that he didn't believe that he was going to win a gold medal in front of his home crowd. Also, I think that we got a bunch of medals in race walking. I think, I'm not that sure, but I think we got some medals. And I mean, overall, it was a fucking cool games. We also won at soccer, and it was on the extra time, I think. I do not remember if it was on the extra time or on the overtime. But well, we managed to win it on pretty much the last minute, and well, it was on the Camp Nou. Back then, the Camp Nou seated like 92,000 people. So well, when I think it was Kiko Narváez, the former Atlético de Madrid player, who scored the winning goal. So I mean, just imagine, 92,000 people filling a stadium and watching their home national team win a gold medal in the Olympic Games. Although that was one of the kind of expected medals. Yeah, I mean, all medals are hard, but you know, sometimes you are like, okay, this is quite an option. Also, we won a medal, and I still don't know how, because it has never happened, and I think it will never happen again. We won a fucking gold medal at team archery. I don't even know how. I've checked the record for Spain in archery in general, you know, World Championships, European Championships, and the Olympic Games, and that's the only good thing that has ever happened to archery in Spain. Once in a fucking lifetime. And that was on our home, playing as the home team on the Olympic Games. Also, the closing ceremony, both ceremonies, opening and closing, were pretty amazing. Quite a good show. Before that, the ceremonies were much more of a show and tell thing. Okay, some pretty nasty contact there. We in Barcelona, things change with the ceremonies. because well when we did the ceremonies, we did them as also show and tell a bit, but also as a party, as as something spectacular, something beautiful, not only instructive. I mean, it was not only a lesson about Spain and its culture, but also a lesson about about how to make a good show, how to make something spectacular, how to to keep to keep people looking at the show. And I think that can be seen still. I mean, for example, Beijing 2008 was a pretty classic had pretty classic ceremonies. But for example, London 2012, for me it felt quite a lot like Barcelona. Yeah, because I mean you were learning about the Great Britain, London, England, the United Kingdom, the whole thing, the whole territory. But you could also learn about you were also having fun. Oh fuck. I think that that sense of having fun while learning started back in Barcelona, because if you see the opening and closing ceremonies from Seoul '88 and Los Angeles '84, they are quite fucking boring. I mean, it's like, okay, I'm learning shit and all, but it's not entertaining. I mean, I'm fucking Johnny all the way, so. You are not doing your job right, you are not entertaining me, you should be entertaining. I'm gonna have to look back. I'm gonna have a problem. Okay, we're gonna finish there. So I don't know, I think that Madrid, maybe it wouldn't be so innovative. I don't know the exact word in English. But I think it would be also, also entertaining, also really spectacular. And also I think that the Spanish crowds in general, are possibly the best crowds in the world. In general, I mean, not only for Olympic Games, but on anything. We are really passionate. We chant, we scream, we yell, we applaud. It's not like, I mean, we do not have flags. I mean, for example, Japanese people. I mean, let's talk about Tokyo. Japanese people show support by waving stupidly small flags. We show support by chanting and yelling. Which is quite fucking, I think athletes can feel much more, people shouting and yelling, chanting and yelling, than people just, waving stupidly small flags. I mean, maybe it's just my opinion, but I think it's not the wrong one. Okay, that was a really weird part, but it worked. I'm gonna take it. So I don't know, it's just that kind of thing. So it's gonna be a shame. Also, I forgot about one thing. The Olympic Games need the games to stay kinda close to Europe all the time. I mean, one of the things I hated about Vancouver 2010. It was the fact that I was missing half of the shit it was going on. I mean, it happened 9 hours after. Sorry, and shit was happening 9 hours too early for me. Well, sorry, now 9 hours too late for me. So I couldn't watch much of the things. I mean, for example, while I love the Winter Olympic Games, maybe even more than the Summer Olympic Games, because well, they are even more spectacular. Because sports are faster, stunts are bigger. Generally speaking, a bit more spectacular. I couldn't watch much of Vancouver 2010 because of the times the shit was happening. Because you know, anything that was happening during the night. I mean, the Olympic Games have kind of a timetable, and it's usually from 9 AM to midnight, or maybe to 1 AM. Yeah, pretty much it's that timetable. Most events happen between those times. Well, all events happen between those times. Wanna know something? When it's midnight in fucking Vancouver, here it's 9 AM. So most of a day of a day in Vancouver happens while I'm fucking sleeping. I mean, I couldn't, for example, I love bobsleigh. Bobsleigh, skeleton and luge. I couldn't watch much of it. Yeah, I mean, I usually woke up and I usually found myself, you know, okay, so Stephen Hawking has won the gold medal, for example. And I was like, okay, I did not watch that, not because I didn't want, but because it was happening at the time I could not watch it. I mean, I pretty much spent the whole Olympic Games just watching speed skating, biathlon, cross-country skiing, ski jumping, and Nordic combined. Oh, and also some, not all, some of the alpine skiing, because you know some alpine skiing races usually happen pretty much during the morning, so it was a decent time for me. I mean, I was able to watch that, but you know most of the shit was happening far from me, so it was like, okay, I cannot enjoy my time. Also, that's one of the things that, well, Madrid and Istanbul would have had better than Tokyo. Tokyo is gonna be a kick in the balls for all Europeans. Tokyo is gonna happen backwards from Vancouver. I mean, Vancouver I couldn't watch the afternoon time and evening time and nighttime events. From Tokyo I am not gonna be able to watch the morning events. At least in the Summer Olympic Games, most shit happens during the afternoon and evening and night, so, well, maybe I'm able to watch the more decent things, but for example, cycling, road cycling, and mountain biking, is gonna be impossible for me to watch. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be possible. Because Japan is even farther away from Beijing, sorry. So I'm not gonna be able to follow it. And I love cycling. I mean, cycling is usually before 5 PM kind of a sport. I mean, everything usually happens before that time. Sometimes before 6 PM. And 6 PM in Tokyo means it's gonna be like, let me think, 10 AM? Yeah, maybe. Around 10 AM, so I'm not gonna be able to enjoy most of it. And it's just that kind of thing. I do not like when Olympic Games happen way too far from Europe, because for example Brazil is not gonna be that much of a problem, because I think it's gonna be just 5 hours. The Americans are going to enjoy the Olympic Games a lot. I mean, the people from the USA and, well, just America in general. And we Europeans will have some problems following some stuff, because it's gonna happen at like 4 AM here, but it's not gonna be that, you know. I guess that they'll try to adjust the timetable so the main stuff can be watched easily. But, well, there's still gonna be some problems. I'm gonna have some problems with some events. Okay, so I got the Bimota SB8R. I already have the special edition of this bike, so I'm gonna have to get a 750 plus bike. Okay, let me change this thing. Okay, so what kind of bike I have to choose? Yeah, I'm thinking about the kind of races I wanted to do. It looks like I have to choose a... Fuck, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I think I'm gonna use my Kawasaki. I think I'm gonna use my Kawasaki because... Do I have a 750? Okay, I have a 750 Honda. Can I upgrade it so much that it becomes, you know, fast enough? I mean, it would be great if I could make this bike. Okay, let's try to upgrade this bike. Because I know that, for example, just with the computer system it's gonna be like 110 horsepower. Okay, 127, that's pretty good. Okay, gonna have to do the muffler thing. 136. Well, I still can modify tons of things. So. Okay, power is gonna be pretty much staying at 176. I'm gonna have to play around with other things. I'm gonna change the compound to sport. Because I guess the original tires wouldn't be able to, you know, to hold on to the power. I'm gonna try to see what kind of bike I'm going to face. Oh fuck, it's already a single seater. Okay, so I guess it's gonna stay at pretty much 173. Shifter. I'm gonna need that. Yeah, because otherwise I'm not gonna be taking advantage of the whole 136 horsepower, so... Equal power. Bit more power, so it's a no for me. At least I can see the color. That's nice, I mean. Usually I'm not able to see the color from that shit. I do not like that I'm not getting... I mean, right now how fast is my bike? I'm gonna try to compare it to the other two similar bikes I have. For example, there's let's see this bike. 136, 171. Fuck. It's definitely not the superior bike. It's almost, I mean, the Argo bike is almost faster. Oh, okay, I forgot about one bike. Okay, no. Yeah, I mean, because I could use my Kawasaki, or maybe, for example, one of these bikes. The 748S monoposto. The problem is the complete lack of power. Possibly not even with the upgrade it would get much better. This one is a bit better. Well, is this much better than that bike I have? And much better than this one. I'm gonna try to complete it with this bike. Yeah, I think I could. I think I can do it. Okay, so it's the special stage, just the number 2. The superspeedway. Gonna be interesting. I mean, one of the good things about having an extremely upgraded bike like this one is that my gear rate is already alright, because well, I'm gonna be able to reach that speed. I'm not gonna be, like the other time. Okay, so my rival bike is my same bike, so yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to do it easily. Let's see. Just gonna try to do it. I guess that the other bike is gonna be even better. I hope that I haven't over-upgraded this bike. Well, my rival bike It's gonna be pretty decent, but it has the headlights, so it's not gonna be the best I could be facing. One moment. Yeah, because I want to see the preview image decently. It's clear we have pretty much the same bike. His may have a bit more power. I guess maybe he has a cooler or something like that. Or better tires. Well, not better, but smaller ones. Fuck. The shifter is really useful. Because even though I'm not getting to, to the absolute max top speed, it's still pretty, the max revs per minute. It's still pretty decent. I mean, I'm getting to the red line, so yeah, a bit better. I do not like that I cannot lean much. I mean, I'm standing pretty upright when compared, for example, to the Honda? No, the Triumph I was using. Jesus Christ, I fucking forgot about what kind of bike I was using. I think that the Triumph was faster than this. Well, maybe not, because, well, this bike has a much shorter GR ratio. That helps. I mean, just look at it. I mean, I get to 139 miles an hour pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, the acceleration is really good. I can see why this bike is really good in this game. Biting my own hand because there's something really itching, almost painful. Okay, a bit too much of a slide for my liking. For example, if you want my opinion about this bike, for example, I feel like the GR ratios are okay. I mean, they are pretty short, which is really good in this game. I mean, maybe not in real life, but in this game it's pretty good. But for example, I feel like the fifth gear is way too short. I mean, for example, I would try to make the fourth gear a bit shorter, to make the fifth gear extend for a little longer. I mean, just look at the timing. Fourth gear is pretty long, then fifth gear seems pretty short and it's pretty fast down to 6. Well, up to 6. I don't think that's good. I think my sister bike had problems because for some reason, oh no, it's not my sister bike, it's the Battle for Third. Jesus Christ, what the fuck, mine? Also, I feel it's kind of awkward that the GSX-R7, there's no GSX-R750. Not as a, not the classic bike, not the new bike. It's kind of awkward. So, well, I don't know, just trying to go around. Oh, by the way, let's change this. Okay, so, just trying to, whoa, 100 meters. Well, 70. Yeah, I mean, there's no billboard for 100 meters on that turn. Never understood that. Never. Trying to play around. It's almost awkward that I'm having such an easy race after, after such tough races with the 600. I mean, that Yamaha was fucking upgraded. And also I could be facing a much better Honda RC45, and I should be facing it, but for some reason it hasn't appeared. I mean, in some other championships, a lightless RC45 upgraded to hell and back has appeared, but not this time. Yeah, I felt like I was going to crash, so I was like, okay, let's show a high side. Second high side of this segment, maybe like the 6th high side of it all, which is quite then awkward if you think about it, because well, a high side is a kind of common kind of ball in motorcycling racing, in motorcycling, competitive motorcycling. Yeah, that sounds like a much better name for it. In competitive motorcycling, high sides are pretty common. At least they used to be pretty common. Now they aren't. And traction control has taken over, so well, and traction control pretty much avoids that kind of fall. It doesn't avoid low sides. So that's why they have pretty much disappeared. Pretty easy first race. Onto straight chimneys, where my cornering is gonna be, oh, okay, it's the normal one. It's gonna be pretty special, I guess. Trying to get to at least third or so. That looks like a Suzuka SB650. I wanted to cut to the inside, I couldn't. I almost hit the invisible wall because, well, that's only a strip. Whoa. Okay, that wasn't clean. Honda passed me. Our power is equal, I think. I think we have pretty much the same modifications. Well, he's right behind me. Wow. He's gonna try to overtake me on here, which is gonna be pretty fucking dangerous, so I don't think he'll try. And for some reason I'm having problems, lots of it, lots of trouble. I feel kinda awkward. Wow, fucking apex. Yeah, I mean that apex pretty much throws you into nothingness. I have to control that bike pretty well, on that turn, on that situation, because I was off the track. So it was pretty dangerous. I like that this is going to be a clean, clean video. No restarts, no edition maybe. I mean, maybe I can even throw it unedited, which I feel is kind of cool. Fuck it. Whoa. I was kinda trying to block him. Yeah, let's be honest. I was pretty much trying to block him. Okay, my speed coming out of the turn was much better, and there's gonna be live streaming, but it's gonna be... Oh, he break a bit early. He was a bit too conservative on that. He shouldn't have been so conservative. I like that this championship has the super speedway on it, because that means I'm gonna be able to, you know, get it out, you know, have a really fast race. I do not remember if it has the Suzuka East. If so, it's gonna be a pretty fast end to the championship, and that's good for me because, well, and for you because, well, less minutes of recording and less minutes of watching. You know, I know I'm not that entertaining. I wish I was. I mean, if I was entertaining, I would be making money, and I would, you know, I wouldn't be playing this kind of game. I would be playing, you know, some more new games, possibly, you know, Need for what's the newest Need for Speed? Shit, I cannot remember. I don't know. I would try, you know, to bring you the latest games. World Rally Championship 3, Superbike Generations, Motegi 2013, that kind of thing. Le Tour de France. Yeah, I would love to have that game. I mean, it looks like the kind of game I would enjoy, because it's special and different. I mean, it's not it doesn't look like the standard, you know, cycling game. Usually the cycling games are really manager-like. You know, you trying to control some dude. But this cycling game looks more almost like a bike racing game. And from the gameplay videos I've watched about that Le Tour de France, I feel like there could be a mountain bike racing game with you trying to control the bike, you know, going down the hills, down the really technical hills and all. Really good pass for me there. I'm gonna need some heavy braking. Whoa, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Whoa, mistake there. Completely off the line. I guess he's gonna be able to pass me using the slipstreaming. Yep. I mean, not the hardest guess of ever. No, I think that, for example, two sports that I think that they deserve well, it's part of the same sport, but you know, two disciplines that I think that they deserve a new games, or maybe the first ever game, are cyclocross and mountain bike racing. For cyclocross, why? Because I think it's a really entertaining sport to me. I mean, it's pretty much cycling gone bananas. Because, you know, there are moments where you have to, you know, to dismount, you know, and start running with your bike on, you know, on your hands, and that's pretty cool. And also the conditions aren't always the same. I mean, you know, sand, mud, grass. Well, not grass, but yeah, mud, sand, dirt, you know, different kinds of dirt and gravel. Cobblestones. And it's like, for me it's really fun. And I would try to, if I was going to do a cyclocross game, I would try to make, you know, the tricky parts a bit of a mini game. For example, you know, when it comes to a part where you have to dismount off the bike, I would try to make it, for example, you know, you have to time the perfect moment to, you know, to get off your bike, and then, for example, start a button smashing, or maybe not button smashing, maybe some rhythm thing, you know, trying to time your steps, that kind of thing. I don't know, I think that there are many ways to make a cyclocross game interesting. That plus the Le Tour de France controls, I think that will be pretty good. Also, cyclocross is not like road cycling. In cyclocross, teams do not matter much. I mean, you can have help from your teammates or countrymen, but it's not like you rely so much on them. For example, in road cycling, you need a good team for everything. I mean, whatever you want to do, you need a team. You want a breakaway? Well, for example, for breakaways, no. For breakaways, you need a bunch of of guys with your same goal. But for to control a stage, to win a sprint, to make a to try to make a climb much tougher than it should be, all that you need a team. There's no way you're going to do that alone. For example, I've sometimes seen Grand Tours that were painful to watch just because of that, just because it was a pretty much a lonely man against a fucking good team. And you could see that he had no chance because, well, he was alone. And that was the thing. Him being alone wasn't allowing him to win the race. I think one of them was Denis Menchov versus Roberto Heras at one edition of La Vuelta a España. Menchov didn't have a good team, and he had so many fucking problems trying to control the race, trying to adapt the race to his needs. That he only won because I think Roberto was caught in some doping case. I mean, that was the only reason he won it. I mean, without that doping case, he would have lost it. Not because he was slower than Roberto Heras. It was because the Rabobank team, the squad that Rabobank used for that edition of La Vuelta a España was fucking horrendous. It was just Denis Menchov on his own. I mean, the other guys were extremely shitty and couldn't help Denis at all. And it's not the first, and it's not the only time. I think there was an edition of Le Tour de France where Alberto Contador didn't have a really good team and had the same problems. Whoa, going wide. Perfect. Oh, man, that was almost a high side. And that would have been maybe a multi-bike crash. I mean, because it was the first turn and not a slow one. So I guess that most people wouldn't have been able to dodge my bike and my body. Fucking shit. First sneeze for a long time. I haven't sneezed for quite a long time, to be honest. Okay. Oh fuck. Too fast of a recovery. I shouldn't have to try to recover so early. Yeah, okay, double off. I kinda wanted to do a clean sweep of this. I guess I'm not gonna be able. I mean, he's not that far ahead, but well, he's still ahead. He's already, oh god, he got at the edge of his, he got to his top speed rather early. What the fuck? Same problem again. Well, this time I managed to solve it pretty nicely. I only lost like a second there. without that off, I think I would have been able to make the best out of me and win the race. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lose it by 2 seconds and a half. A second and a half or so. Yeah, I think that the difference was that. No, okay, barely. Not almost 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds. But, sorry, not 2 seconds, but really close to that. I think the next one is going to Motegi superspeedway. Yep. I think it's gonna be interesting. Pretty unusual race. Not that it's unique, but you don't get to race much on the twin run Motegi superspeedway of this game. It's gonna be just 3 laps, so not falling down is essential. And the battle of the slipstreams is going to be really important. Well, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, because our bikes are so equal. Okay, I'm now on his slipstream. Okay, this dive bomb into first. Dive bomb at still like 125 miles an hour, but still a dive bomb nonetheless. I think that's gonna give me the win, and the Ducati is fast approaching my sister bike. That can help me. I'm being a bit too wide. Do not like that. It's gonna be the Ducati able to... No, not gonna be able to win. I was like, okay, maybe the Ducati is gonna be able to get to second, but well, he was a 10th short. Shit. I mean, I wanted that to happen. So, well, yeah, I mean, we all finished in less than a second. Although it wasn't really exciting because, well, we were quite apart. Not really together. Okay, it's Black Forest 2, I have a 6-point margin, which allows me to finish 4th. But I'm not gonna race for 4th, I'm gonna try to race for the win if they let me. I'm gonna try to be a bit more exposed, because well, quality and shit. Fuck. Ah, fuck! I had no fucking option. Okay, so I guess I'm not gonna have to finish 4th. I'm gonna try to follow him as he overtakes people. For some reason he's not willing to overtake the bike that is in front, which is a ZXR 750. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna overtake him. You know what I mean? Because of prize money and shit. I mean, if he doesn't want to overtake him, it's not my fault. I mean, it's not that hard to overtake a bike. Especially when you are the fastest bike in the championship. Okay, there is a GSXR 750. I found it. It's 4 seconds and a half, well, and 3/4. I think I'm gonna be able to do it. I mean, not gonna have problems with that. I think it's the Ducati, the one that is up front. Braking in this bike is not that good. I do not like that, because it feels pretty fucking bad. I feel unsafe when riding this bike. Oh fuck! So I don't think I'm going to win. Well, maybe yeah, because well, I'm much faster than them, but I do not have my hopes high. And I think that my sister bike is on 4th or 5th. Just by considering how fucking close the two bubbles behind me are. I guess one of them is my sister bike. Yeah, okay, whatever, I'm just trying to get up front again and again and again. I mean, I just used a pretty normal braking point, and I overshot the you know, the turn by like 10 meters. It feels unsafe. I mean, I do not like that. I like my bikes to be safe, for fuck's sake. Okay, trying to get up close to him. Gonna make the pass on the backstretch. Okay, I have a much superior speed and acceleration. Well, maybe not the top speed, but the acceleration is better. At least the low speed one. What the fuck? Oh, fucking ugly crash there. Well, the top 3 is gonna be finished rather close. I do not know why I fucking high-sided that. I wasn't going fast. Well, I was going pretty fast for that turn, but it wasn't that dangerous, and I was, you know, pretty smooth on the throttle. Anyway, it's gonna win this championship, so whatever. Dun, dun. And I think my sister bike finished 4th. Yep. He managed to. He had some problems for some reason I do not understand. Anyways, another championship down. That's always cool, I guess. And this time it's gonna be the, don't know. Oh, the HRC VTR 1000 SP1 complete racer. I tried to do that in a Japanese way. Fucking failed. Anyways, next time it's gonna be this, where I'm going to use. I guess it's gonna be a Honda. Yeah. No, sorry, not a Honda because I use a Honda now. But possibly, maybe a Ducati. I could use a Ducati and maybe, you know, try to upgrade some Yamaha or use some Kawasaki for the RSX. Shit. Okay, gonna show you the bikes I've won in this segment, which are. Oh fuck! I already have one. Gonna have to sell it, I guess. And the other one is. It is somewhere around here. Oh, here it is. 135 horsepower, 178 kilos. It's a V2 bike, so the numbers are pretty much alright. But this one is a bit better. So well, and this one, well, this one is supposed to be even better. Maybe not, maybe it's just as good as this one. Not entirely sure. So, well, I mean, that was I do not remember the part, for fuck's sake. I mean, let me check to YouTube. Let me check it on YouTube. I think it's 61 or 62. And my internet is going slow. Not new. I'm just kinda angry that I'm not sure about what kind of part I'm recording right now. So much time since last time. I'm doing this slowly because, well, my internet is going extremely slowly, and I have to open YouTube. Well, first I have to open the browser. Okay, it's the part 61. Yeah, I was right about the number. So, well, I mean, that was it. Part 61 of my Random Speeds 2 gameplay. Kind of fun, especially the 600cc championship. See you next time. Bye bye.